Hello everybody, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. On Wednesday's video, I said I was going to make a gift box to go with that card, and I'm going to do that today. Before we get started though, all the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using, all the descriptions and measurements will be listed below. There's a link to our online store if you'd like to purchase any of these products. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Once again, we're going to do Lifetime of Love because we're carrying this with the stamp set and what we've made before. So let me show you my pretty peacock version. Just like on the card, I made a box. This box is 6 by 6 by 3 inches tall. So it's a nice size gift box. So that's that one, but today we're going to make a Moody Mauve version. So before we start making the box though, we're going to make the tag for our box. So I'm going to be using the Tailor made tags. These are retiring, so if you want to get these tags, I've used them a lot and I really do like them. So if you want to get them, I suggest you get there to the store before they are gone. And I've already cut me the largest one. This is the largest of the round edge here. You could use this one too, out of Very Vanilla. And we are going to emboss on it. And so I'm just going to rub a little embossing powder on that. And I'm grabbing a piece of paper, which I forgot last time, and made a mess. And we are going to stamp on here some flowers and love you. And we're going to do that with Versamark. Love you is going at the top. And I know you can't see it because it's Versamark, but you will in a minute. And this is the little flowers. We'll just go off to the side here. Like that. And then I will grab my embossing powder. And I said if you didn't watch Wednesday's video, there is no embossing powder available at the very moment, but it will be back in May. We've got a new supplier, evidently. I don't know what it is, but we'll all find out together. But I'm sure many of you have embossing powder. And make sure I get it good and covered here. A little flicking. That looks pretty good. I'm going to turn on my heat gun in a second, so if you need to just lower your volume a little bit, please do so. My heat gun's not too loud. And there it goes. And that is all the embossing done. Just giving it one second. We'll make sure I've got it done. And now we're going to color it. And I thought about using Moody Mauve with this. And let me grab that piece of paper. When I looked against the Moody Mauve, maybe, let's look at this. Moody Mauve is really dark, okay? And when I printed up against the paper we're going to be using, I didn't like it so much. So I decided to go ahead and use Bubble Bath. But you can use the Moody Mauve if you'd like. But I am using the dark Bubble Bath. Actually, I'm using dark and light. So I'm going to go in here and just putting a little color in there. We'll come back and put some dark in here too. I guess I could move this a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just putting Bubble Bath. But you could, like I said, you could use the Moody Mauve if you wanted. I'm just going to do all the flowers with light, and I'm going to come back and add dark to some of it. I didn't want it to be quite as dark as the paper itself. But I'll just come back in here and just highlight a few areas here, not all of it. This is a bud, so it should be a little darker. And these are fairly new, so they should be a little darker at the bottom. I'm just adding a little bit darker in here. But you, like I said, do you. But I wanted it, kept it really light, okay? And then for the leaves, I'm using light Lost Lagoon. I'm using some dark too, but mostly light. And this one, and these guys, and this one, and a little bit down here. And I'll come in with the dark because the newer ones, these little buds, just put a little bit in here. Just like that. And then the center, I grabbed Dark Lemon Lolly. To carry that gold right through the center. And I know that lighting is really atrocious right now, but I went light colors. You could do the other, it's up to you. So there's our tag all made. Let's get this back. I don't know why my lighting is so, other than outside, it looks much darker in here, and I think it's because outside it's noon and the sky is black. Matter of fact, the street lights are coming on, so it's really dark outside. It's gonna open and pour again. So this is the paper we're gonna make this box out of. You're gonna need a full sheet, a 12 by 12 of the DSP, and you're gonna need a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. Now I know I don't do these very often, these large boxes, but you do need the 12 by 12. And you can buy a multiple pack. They only come in multiple packs. So you get, I think in this one with the in colors, there's 4 of each color. And you buy them in like the Regals and the Neutrals and stuff, and there's 2 of each color. So, but sometimes you need 12 by 12. So on this 12 by 12, we're going to score at 3 inches on all 4 sides. Oop, and go slow. I will show you how to fix that. I jumped the track because I was trying to go too fast. So we'll fix that in just a minute. As soon as we score the other piece, we'll fix that. And this is the lid, and it's a reinforced lid. And we are going to, you've seen me do this before, just move it out ever so slightly right here, less than a 16th of an inch. And we are going to score this at 1 and 3. Put it in, move it out slightly. Score it at 1 and 3. And you could do this on your paper trimmer if you wanted, but big things like this, I like to use the scoreboard. 12 by 12 in the cutter is a little clumsy to turn around 4 times. That's what I think anyhow. And that is all the scoring. So let's pull in that cardstock again. Hold this up. If I flip it, you can see it, I think. You see right here where I've got 2 score lines, right in this section. Take and flip it to the back side. Take the end of your bone folder right here. I'm not going over both, just the one. And I'm just sort of basically erasing it. That one little piece there where I jumped the track. And you look on this side, you can't hardly even see it was there. Okay. Why did I put my bone folder away? We need to burnish this on all 4 sides. Now, the DSP, I already told you the stamp set's coming back, the bundle price will be disappearing. after the 30th of this month, and the DSP is not carrying over. So let's start. It doesn't matter what side you start at. We're going to cut straight up the score line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and just take a little teeny wedge off. Just like that. Yeah. It can be bigger or little, doesn't matter. I'm going to come over to the next side. And you could rotate these if you wanted. I usually do, but I'm not doing that today. And the last one. And wedge this one. Like that. That's all we have, right like that. I'm going to set that aside so we can do the other piece. And this is going to be harder to see the lines, so do the braille method here, and we feel for them. And this is not as heavy as cardstock, so you do need to be gentle. Fold on all the score lines. One here. And this paper gorgeous. Okay. Grab a sip here and we'll cut this one. I'll grab a pin here to show you what we're going to be removing. See if you can see all the squares here. We've got a large square and these three rectangles, rectangle and a square. So on this side, I'll do this. This comes like this. They're not going to see this. This is inside the card. They will all be covered up. Like that. There's this score line and this score line. Okay? We're going to be removing this one and this one on all four corners. Okay? Okay. I'm going to be cutting from this side because I can see the score lines easier. Sometimes you do need to turn. Usually, you cut from one side or the other, but I'm just going to take a little wedge off this piece here. I'm going to cut this off here. And then take a small wedge off of this. So that's what that first corner looks like. Okay? Now on this side here, I'm going to cut because I want these to be just like the box where I have them on the same side. So I'm going to cut down. Going to wedge this. Oh, I forgot to wedge this one right here. I'll lay this all out as soon as we get it done. So that's what we have so far. Wedged here, into here, and there. Okay. So now we'll do the other side. Now, there is a way to make this with 8.5 by 11 paper. It's not exactly this is, you basically piece multiple pieces together. If you are wanting me to show you how to do one, I will. But they don't hold up quite as well if you're putting anything heavy or sizable in, but it is possible. And so if you are interested in seeing that, please send me a video or an email, or put it in the comments, and if I get enough people interested, then I will do that video. So I know a lot of people don't want to buy 12 by 12 cardstock, but if you want to do big projects, sometimes 3D projects, you have to have it. Okay, let me get all this picked up here. And then we can put this together. But I want to lay this out here. Oh, see, I skipped one right here. I forgot to miter that corner right there. Okay. Make sure they're all... I always lay it out here to make sure I've mitered all of my corners in case I forgot. So that's what it's going to look like. Okay. So we're going to switch back to the base now. You could use Seal Plus. You could use tear and tape. I like glue. Regular seal is not strong enough to hold a big 3D project like this. Glue, in my opinion, for boxes like this really works the best. Make sure you got a nice 90-degree angle here because you got to hold it for just a second. And I'm gluing. I am going to tell you that there will not be any videos probably next week. We had a death in the family, and I am going to be rather busy next week. So, and no, it's not my mother. It's my sister. So, anyhow, enough of that said. So next week there will not be any videos. Unless I find time and need to get away. And I hope you're understanding of that. So there's the base all put together. Okay, let's put together a little differently. You need to use tear and tape or Seal Plus. I prefer tear and tape for this. What I'm going to do is put 2 strips on these long flaps. This is what reinforces this lid. Okay. So we do all 4 sides like that. Now you could use tape on this as well. Actually, I'll go ahead and use tape on this. You can use tape on the inside pieces like this. I don't have Seal Plus, that's why I'm using tear and tape. As many of you know, Seal and me are not friends. I'm getting used to Seal, but I haven't ventured to Seal Plus yet. I'm a tear and tape kind of girl. I've been using it for years. Years. Decades. So I'm putting 2 pieces so it's good and sturdy. So what we want to do first is take all these small pieces. Okay. You know how I lose things on my desk all the time? There it is. You guys see my desk right now. I'll see if I can move the camera later or not. On either side of me is a big pile of stuff. It's a mess. Well, I think you can see some of it over here. I've been working in here all week and have it cleaned. Okay. All right, just making sure that I've got my nice 90-degree angles when I put this up. Oh, hang on. There is one thing tear tape does do. Sometimes it doesn't want to pull up. There we go. Okay, now these sides, what you're going to want to do is just sort of, I know it's hard for me to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the tear and tape. And I'm just going to fold this gently and tack it down. And tack that down. Tack that down. And this one. Now we're going to come back with the bone folder. Just fling it to the mess. Coming in here, I'm burnishing and making sure this is all stuck down really well. So that makes it, you can tell, makes a very sturdy box. Okay, so bring ours in, and if we did everything right, left our little gap the way we're supposed to, slides down just like that. Nice. Okay, let's decorate this box up a little bit. I'm using the gold and vanilla. They called it gold and gold. I call it the gold and vanilla, but we're using that ribbon on this, same as I did on the card. Just flip this. Come back around. Hopefully I left enough for a bow. I did. Snips. Where are my snips? Sorry. Those other scissors do not cut ribbon well. I'm going to go under this one here. Take this under the other piece, maybe. Just like that. Just so I can go in here and hang on. I'm going to wrap this around one more time and I'm going to tie a knot. There we go. I normally don't tie a knot before I do a bow, but today I'm going to. And that makes a nice bow. Reason, you know, I like big bows. Yeah, we like that. So there's the package. Now we made our little tag, and I grabbed some linen thread. When it does this curly thing, I need to order some more linen thread. Just take and go like that with between your fingers, and that will help straighten it out. We don't need much, about maybe 7-8 inches. I'm going to fold it in half. Take the little loop, put through. Hang on here. And just loop this in like this. Linen thread has a tendency to just bury itself into whatever you do. So I'm tucking this underneath the bow and underneath the ribbon here. And I'm going to get it as tight as I can, and I'm just going to tie a knot. Sorry, my hands are not working well today. Okay, I will clip that off. And then we'll just sort of bend that around and I cut my knot off. Let me try that again, people. I'm sorry. It's not been one of my better days. Bend back through there. Let's try this again. Up and over. Let's try a different kind of knot. I'm just going to do this kind of knot this time. It doesn't pull out as easy, and hopefully I won't cut the knot off. I want it close, but I don't want to cut it off. And then if you move your bows back around, you can literally hide the linen thread under there. And that is the box. So that's the Moody Mauve. And this is the one I made out of the Pretty Peacock. So they're both gorgeous. So have some fun, make this huge box, and I will see you in week after next. So thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.